Buy our famous 7-piece living room group for only $4.98. You get a sofa, a love seat, 3 tables and 2 lamps. All this for only $20 a month. Now that's Tom Peterson.
And glorious, too.
Let me take over.
The 2001 Mitsubishi Galant, now available with 1.9% APR for 5 whole years.
You know, it's really very simple.
Buy this 6-piece oak finish bedroom set.
Hello, everyone. I'm Carol Iavana. A deadly plane crash tonight in Colorado. The FAA says 10 people are confirmed dead. The plane took off in snowy weather from Colorado's Jefferson County Airport. Officials lost contact with the plane about 20 miles south of Denver. It was heading to Stillwater, Oklahoma. The United States is sending $1 million in emergency supplies to the parts of India struck by yesterday's devastating earthquake. Relief agencies from around the world are on the scene, and rescue workers say the death toll from the 7.9 magnitude tremor could rise as high as 13,000. No agreement, but Mideast peace negotiators say they did make progress at their 6-day summit in Egypt. They also expressed optimism that Israeli Prime Minister Ehud Barak and Palestinian leader Yasser Arafat will have a productive meeting next week in Stockholm. The leaders hope to forge a peace deal before Israel's February 6th election. TWA, the nation's longest flying airline, is one step closer to being sold off. A federal bankruptcy judge has approved American Airlines' $200 million financing plan for TWA. American's $500 million buyout plan for TWA was also approved, including the assumption of $3 billion in debt. TWA President William Compton says it's a great day for his airline. It's been a rough week for Microsoft, but the company says all systems are go again on the company's websites. Human error caused some outages on the sites, and hackers struck with denial of service attacks on Thursday and Friday, blocking many people from gaining access. The timing couldn't be worse. Just last Monday, the company launched a $200 million ad campaign pitching the reliability of its software. Next update at the bottom of the hour. Stay tuned for the Fox News special, Manhunt, the Texas 7, coming your way next.
Hello, I'm John Scott. Even for law enforcement, the prospect was terrifying. 7 hardened criminals break out of prison and then, armed with 30 stolen weapons, bulletproof vests, and police scanners, run on the loose in America. Prospects for a bloody ending seemed almost certain, but this manhunt ends relatively quietly after 6 weeks in the last place anyone would have thought to look.
You know, I've made jokes to my family that, the Texas 7 are in the woods, that, it was just a joke. I had no idea that it'd be in a million years that they'd be here, so it's just unbelievable.
Believe it. The Texas 7 arrived with the new year in Woodland Park, a quiet mountain town where, till now, the biggest police worry was heavy tourist traffic. These 7 hardcore criminals, knowing their prison mugshots were on the news, changed their looks, some sporting full beards and goatees, others dyeing their hair, trying to blend in.
Very normal. I think they'd become complacent. They were settling in to Woodland Park, and they seemed to be getting away with it.
For a short time, at least. They stayed, all 7, in this motorhome at the Coachlight RV Park. Claiming to be a missionary group, they played Christian music, attended Bible study, sometimes mingled with their new neighbors.
One of the gentlemen went to a Bible study there at Coachlight with the other people in the park, and another one attended a church with one of the women from the Coachlight RV. So it's really kind of strange, but they were real complacent, I guess.
Nobody in this Colorado mountain town suspected that the guys they saw buying coffee at the gas station or out tinkering with their Jeep were rapists and robbers, kidnappers and killers. Some of the most wanted criminals in the nation. For 3 weeks, they pulled off their scam until the turning point, Saturday, January 20th.
So help me God.
Americans turned on their TV sets to watch the inauguration of a new president. And that night, an old case popped up again on America's Most Wanted. Host John Walsh says they considered not running the story of the Texas 7. The trail had gone cold. But run it they did. And in Woodland Park, shocked viewers see some all too familiar faces.
These are wonderful citizens who made the call and saved lives. I mean, here's 5 guys down, 1 of them dead, 2 at large, and no lives have been lost left.
The calls pour in to America's Most Wanted, and they notify authorities. By Sunday morning, the motorhome is surrounded by agents of the FBI and ATF, plus state troopers and sheriff's officers, all hiding, watching, waiting.
It was a tip. It was the information we've been looking for. Like we've said all along, all it's going to take is one phone call to get this moving.
Around 10:30 a.m., 3 of the convicts, Rivas, Garcia, and Rodriguez, emerge, jump into the Jeep, and head for a gas station. As they stop, police surround them, guns drawn.
When we first observed them to when they had finally stopped in the Western convenience store, it was probably no more than 3 minutes. It all happened very quickly.
3 down, 4 to go. The motorhome still surrounded. Randy Halprin emerges, unsuspecting. Officers swoop in and, after a brief standoff, arrest him. But now, whoever's left inside the motorhome knows police are there. The game is up.
We heard the tear gas being shot and followed by 3 gunshots, and we heard the cops started yelling at the suspect on their loudspeakers.
It turns out only one of the Texas 7 is still inside. Larry Harper, a vicious rapist who tells police he wants to talk to his father. At lunchtime, January 22nd, police hear a single shot inside the motorhome.
Mr. Harper, the last of the 5 that we came across today, committed suicide at approximately 12:40 this afternoon.
Harper's suicide leaves just 2 of the convicts on the run, Patrick Murphy Jr. and Donald Newberry. They split from the others just before police closed in. Now their former pals tell the cops exactly what kind of car to look for.
At last we knew they were reported to be driving in a conversion van described as one manufactured in the 70s, believed to be brown or perhaps maroon in color, possibly with white curtains in the side windows and the back windows. That's about all we have at this point.
Tuesday morning, January 23rd, a van of that description turns up in a Colorado Springs parking lot 20 miles from Woodland Park.
And the keys were in it. Who would leave keys in their van?
Police sweep a neighboring hotel, but find nothing. They ask workers at other hotels to let them know about suspicious guests, and somebody at the Holiday Inn complies. A phone call to the room starts the negotiations. The 2 cons promise to come out peacefully if they can each make a 5-minute statement on television. KKTV and anchorman Eric Singer put their complaints on the air.
I felt that by trying to make this statement, maybe we can make more people aware that there is a definite wrong within the penal system of the state of Texas. You know, couldn't even go to college. Oh, no, you can't go to college. Come on. Where's the rehabilitation?
So it ends. Not in the bloody firefight police have dreaded, but with 2 men walking shirtless into the night, showing police they no longer carry the guns they stole from a dead police officer, a prison guard tower, and a sporting goods store. One of the nation's most intense manhunts ends, not with a bang, but with a whimper, from a convicted rapist and an armed robber crying that prison is just too tough. Well, the 6 men now in custody are said to be cooperating, but there are many questions investigators want answered. Police know they had help during their time on the run. The question is, who provided it? Now, a little later in the broadcast, we'll have much more on what the last 2 of the Texas 7 had to say before they turned themselves in. But when we come back, the terrifying escape of 7 desperate criminals. Who are these men? And how did they break out of a maximum security prison?
Looking for a great value on a great car? It's time to check out Oldsmobile, because right now you can drive with the confidence of a 5-year, 60,000-mile General Motors protection plan, an offer that's good on every new 2001 Oldsmobile. Plus, qualified buyers can finance a new 2001 Oldsmobile with 0 down plus 0 interest and payments until 2002, which makes Oldsmobile the smart buyer's choice. It's one of our best offers yet.
I'm ready.
See your local dealer today.
I discovered WebMD.
It's all done by medical people.
A site that I trust.
It's a resource that blew me away.
The chat rooms. I love the chat rooms.
And it's a way of feeling connected to people. There were success stories that inspired me.
The Healthy Fridge is great.
Weight loss buddies. I found delicious recipes.
I actually have a buddy in the diet and nutrition section.
It's a supportive way to lose weight.
And it's kind of nice to know that you're not out there all by yourself.
That's practical, real-life advice that I can use.
Hello?
Hi, dear. It's Mom. How are you?
Hi, Mom. Fine.
Really?
Really, Mom? We're fine.
Dear, do you need anything?
Nope, we don't need a...
No, I kind of worry about your salaries. I don't know how you do it. You're not sitting on milk crates, are you?
With Ethan Allen's Simple Finance Plan, you can have it all today. With a 9.99% APR and low fixed monthly payments. Why wait? It's simple with the Simple Finance Plan.
He's right here. You want to talk to him?
Yes. Hello?
Come in and check it out.
Hello?
Do you need a new car? Do you need to see the ocean? Is watching a sunset absolutely necessary? Avalon, the most spacious, most luxurious sedan we've ever created. Do you need a new car?
Sunday.
The NASDAQ up in the double digits this new year. Can your tech stocks keep rallying like it's 1999? Bless the Bulls and Bears. And don't miss our stock Super Bowl. Plus, predictions all this weekend.
Saturday.
Bill Clinton's gone, but not forgotten. That's why Christopher Hitchens is joining me with some astonishing revelations. Also, we'll get a sneak behind the scenes from a Temptation Island insider and the hottest lips ever to grace the silver screen right here on the next Judith Regan Tonight.
You've seen their photos for weeks now. Mugshots of guys with close cropped hair, some of them even grinning like schoolboys, not looking much like cons doing hard time in the state pen. So who are the Texas Seven? Catherine Herridge takes a look behind the faces of evil to the crimes that put them in prison.
A cunning escape, a vicious armed robbery, an unspeakable murder. As the search intensified for the Texas Seven, investigators piecing together a detailed and frightening picture of the men behind this horrific prison break. It is a gang of hardened criminals, 2 convicted murderers, 2 armed robbers, a serial rapist, a burglar, and a child beater. Michael Rodriguez, 38. Rodriguez is serving a life sentence for murder. He was convicted of hiring a hitman to kill his own wife so he could apparently collect on her insurance policy. Joseph Garcia, 29, also a convicted killer. He is serving a 50-year term for stabbing a father of 2 18 times. Randy Halprin, 23. He's serving 30 years for savagely beating his girlfriend's baby because it wouldn't stop crying. The child was hit and kicked so many times, its tiny arms and legs were fractured.
The baby sustained 7 fractures. He had a skull fracture, a ruptured eardrum, and a big bloody black eye.
Larry Harper, 37. A serial predator, Harper got 50 years for beating, raping, and sodomizing 3 young women in their own homes.
And he would confront them and threaten them with a knife or an ice pick. He would blindfold them and tie them up, and then he'd proceed to rape them.
Patrick Murphy, 39, serving a 50-year sentence for burglary and raping a woman at knife point. Donald Newbury, 38. His specialty was robbing businesses and threatening the clerks, in at least one case with a sawed-off shotgun. His sentence, 99 years. And finally, George Rivas, 30, serving life for at least a dozen armed robberies. Rivas, authorities believe, is the group's ringleader. He's described as ruthless and shrewd with a powerful hold on the others. Catherine Herridge, Fox News.
Given their record, they've been sent to the high-security Connolly unit to do their time. It's supposed to be one of the most secure prisons in Texas. So how did 7 guys slip their guards, load a truck with prison guns, and just drive out the gate? David Lee Miller takes us back to the breakout.
On the morning of December 13th, another day began at a Texas prison. Unfortunately for the guards and employees, The rising sun signaled the beginning of a day that will be hard to forget and even harder to explain.
In retrospect, the events of December 13th, 2000 fit together like a puzzle. We just didn't put the pieces together fast enough.
The prison, called the Conley Unit, is located in southern Texas, 60 miles from San Antonio, a maximum security facility. It opened in July of 1995 and is designed to hold just under 3,000 inmates.
The perimeter is secured by 2 fences with multiple rows of razor ribbon and perimeter guard towers that remain 24 hours a day. Offender movement is closely monitored with more gates and interior fences through which offenders must pass.
Like all prisons, Conley has had its troubles. Cell searches, lockdowns, and a stabbed guard have disrupted any sense of order or calm. But nothing in its past would compare to the nightmare that began at sunrise on December 13th.
7 offenders escaped from the Conley Unit, a maximum security facility.
Serving time for crimes ranging from murder to sexual assault. Those inmates, Garcia, Halpern, Harper, Murphy, Newbury, Rivas, and Rodriguez, were all working in the prison maintenance area.
It is not unusual for these types of offenders to be assigned to the maintenance department and other jobs at a maximum security facility.
The escape and manhunt grasped the nation's attention and terrified those living near the prison. Even as the search intensified, the Texas Department of Criminal Justice investigated the breakout and released this report containing some startling facts about how it all went down.
There are a number of things that occurred at the unit this date that have to be corrected, and certainly we accept responsibility for the fact that we failed at our mission. Our primary mission is public safety and to keep these people incarcerated.
According to an employee union official, as many as 22 positions were vacant. But despite the claim that the prison was understaffed, the state report lays blame squarely on the failure of guards to follow proper procedure.
Termination is possible for some of these offenses.
They're scapegoating us so bad, it is not even funny. I wouldn't doubt it. Some of the guards are so terrified to go to work.
For the convicts, fear was secondary to their goal of freedom. Authorities don't know whether this escape was carefully planned or an act of opportunism. All they know at this point is what happened.
On December 13th, inmate Rivas was assigned to the maintenance department. He was at this desk right here doing his daily clerical duties. The maintenance supervisor says he's coached into the back room for some reason. He went through the doorway into the maintenance room. He was taken down by 3 inmates.
They used makeshift weapons, a small screwdriver, an iron rod, and a 12-inch handmade knife. Then, the inmates methodically took prisoners.
They would coach them back here. This door would have been shut. As it opened, the employees would come through. The inmates would be back here in this area, take them down.
So the inmates had hostages and opportunity, but they were still well inside the prison. How'd they get through several layers of security to freedom? Our story continues in a moment.
Looking for a great value on a great car? It's time to check out Oldsmobile, because right now you can drive with the confidence of a 5-year, 60,000-mile General Motors protection plan. An offer that's good on every new 2001 Oldsmobile. Plus, qualified buyers can finance a new 2001 Oldsmobile with 0 down plus 0 interest and payments until 2002, which makes Oldsmobile the smart buyer's choice. It's one of our best offers yet.
I'm ready.
See your local dealer today.
Mr. Roberts called and wanted to take money out of his account.
Yeah, well, to be honest with you, I am ready to trade online.
Now, I said, you know, we can do that for you.
Wait a minute, Fidelity? Trading? You mean brokerage?
I told him, sure, just go to PowerStreet@Fidelity.com.
Fidelity.com, the site ranked highest in investor satisfaction by J.D. Power & Associates.
Sounds like everything I'd be looking for.
Oh, and one more thing. When you're ready to try wireless trading, you let us know.
To invest, call, click, or visit Fidelity.
I was born into a new generation.
I was born into a new generation.
I was born into a new generation.
I was reborn into a new generation.
Generation D.
WorldCom.
Generation D.
Generation D isn't about the country.
It isn't about culture. It's about attitude.
Ich bin von Deutschland.
I'm from Germany.
Je vis en France.
I come from Indonesia. Saya datang dari Indonesia.
I'm from Oklahoma.
Oklahoma?
But we speak the same language.
Digital.
And we make it easy to understand.
Want to know about web hosting?
Web hosting.
Web centers.
Global IP VPN.
You've come to the right generation.
Generation D.
WorldCom.
Generation Digital. You've come to the right generation.
Generation D.
Your body is an incredible assemblage of curves. So if you're still sleeping on a flat bed, call toll-free to get free facts by mail about the affordable bed specially designed to support your curves, the Craftmatic Model 2 adjustable bed. This technologically advanced bed adjusts to all these relaxing positions at the touch of a button. You can read, watch TV, surf the net, and sleep like a baby in the body-supporting positions of your choice. Plus, it offers optional warm, soothing heat and incredibly relaxing built-in massage. Yet the Model 2 costs up to 56% less than all these quality flatbeds. Up to 56% less. Don't pay more to remain flat. Call toll-free to get complete free facts by mail about the adjustable bed that costs up to 56% less.
Call 1-800-BED-9950 toll-free. That's 1-800-BED-9950. Call toll-free 1-800-BED-9950.
The manhunt that consumed Texas and the nation could have been stopped deep inside the Connolly unit, where 7 inmates attacked a prison employee with homemade weapons. But how did they get from that electrical room deep inside the prison and out the gate in a prison truck? David Lee Miller resumes their story.
They took me down. I tried to fight back, but after they putting knives around your neck, you're not going to fight back. You know you're going to die or you're going to live.
As employees returned from lunch, they were attacked. Those that resisted were punched or hit with an axe handle. Some in civilian clothes were stripped, and everyone was tied up and locked in a back room.
This is our electrical room, and the employees were put in here one at a time. We had 11. We had eventually, at all told, we had 11 employees in here and 3 inmate hostages.
Once they controlled the shop, they set about gathering supplies and preparing for the actual escape.
Once they took our maintenance supervisor, they had access to his keys. And once they got his keys, they were able to open this, at which time where you see all the red blank spaces are the tools that they took to help them in their escape.
While most of us would consider any prison break brazen, the nerve of these criminals is hard to believe. Consider this. The maintenance shop receives a call for an inmate head count. Rivas answered the phone and instructed another offender to come to the phone and impersonate Mr. Mochigama, Mr. Patrick Mochigama. Officer Perez informed the person he was speaking to that it was count time. The final and most daring phase of the escape was now underway. The problem had to get inside a guard tower located near a gate and freedom. The solution? A convict telephoned an officer stationed in the tower, telling him to expect workers installing security equipment. The guard gave the okay, a decision he would soon regret.
Somewhere around 1:30, we have 2 inmates that dressed up in our employee clothing, which they had removed from the employees, and 2 inmates stayed in their whites. They got into what we call our gators, their little motor vehicles that they ride around on the inside perimeter.
They pulled in the gator, parked over there, at which time they went in the gatehouse and subdued the officer that was working inside there.
Then they set their sights on the corrections officer atop the tower.
Inmate Halpin subdued the correctional staff officer that was up here, took him hostage, and then they retrieved all the weapons that they needed.
With that, they signaled the inmates who remained in the maintenance area. They drove to the gate in a prison pickup. All 7 got in the truck and drove off. With them, they took a small arsenal, 14 pistols, a shotgun, and an assault rifle. But this was only the beginning. The 7 inmates, now fugitives, left behind an ominous note. It read, "You haven't heard the last of us." David Lee Miller, Fox News.
Imagine the terror of those hostages taken in that brazen escape, their lives in the hands of desperate and frantic men. One of those hostages shared his story with Fox News Channel's John Gibson.
Rivas picked me up. He threw me to the ground and roughly told me, Marroquin, it ain't worth it. He said, just do what we're telling you. If you fight back and you keep fighting back, we'll take your life. We'll kill you in an instant. We won't hesitate. At that time,
Now, Alex, did you know this Rivas? Did you know these guys personally? You had interchanges with them every day?
I worked with them day in and day out for the past 5 months that I've been assigned to the maintenance department. I knew them fairly well on an inmate to officer basis. Personalized, I did not know them.
But did you, was there a reason for you not to be alarmed to see 5 of them walking in unaccompanied?
No, there was no reason for us due to the fact they worked in that area. For having them walk out at that time was nothing common. That was the area where they worked in that warehouse.
So, Alex, at one point they've got you tied up and they've told you don't struggle or we'll have to kill you. Did you think they would? Did you take them seriously?
Honestly, I was terrified when they told me that. I knew at any point they could take our life, and it wasn't, the way I saw it, it wasn't worth fighting for anything in that prison worth fighting for my life.
Now, Alex, you know, the blame game has started in Texas. Already the state has sort of issued a report saying that the rules and procedures of the prison system were proper, and if they had been followed, there wouldn't have been an escape, and that it was really the fault of the guards, I guess that would include you, who didn't follow the procedures. What do you think of that?
Well, basically, they have not told me a procedure that I have broken personally. Basically, I was back there doing the job that I did every day. They have not yet confronted me with any policy or procedure that I have failed to follow. Apparently, they're making it seem that it was my fault along with a few others, but they're not showing any compassion to what has happened to us, you know, knowing we have families, yet they're still pointing the blame at me.
In your view, why was it that these 7 guys were able to escape?
Well, there were some mistakes made. They blame me. I don't think any mistakes on my part was done due to the fact I put my life on the line, and apparently they don't think it's good enough. They make it seem like since I'm still alive, I'm at fault. If I would have been dead, I want to know what they're going to say to my family if that had happened. The fault they blame, you know, there were some policies and procedures that were not followed at the back gate. You know, I understand that, but they mentioned my name, and I basically don't have any fault at this, but yet they still blame me just because I had a suit on.
All right, Alex Marroquin, right in the middle of this. Alex, thanks for your time.
Thank you.
No one died during that breakout, but less than 2 weeks later, that young policeman was brutally murdered trying to stop the Texas 7.
Looking for a great value on a great car? It's time to check out Oldsmobile, because right now you can drive with the confidence of a 5-year, 60,000-mile General Motors protection plan. An offer that's good on every new 2001 Oldsmobile. Plus, qualified buyers can finance a new 2001 Oldsmobile with 0 down plus 0 interest and payments until 2002, which makes Oldsmobile the smart buyer's choice. It's one of our best offers yet.
I'm ready.
See your local dealer today.
Most people don't know that in the last 10 years that Gateway's helped 1 million small businesses. True economic growth comes from those small businesses. They're the ones making it happen. Gateway's always been about the direct relationship with our customers. We're local. We have people right there who can help you with your business solutions. Over the next few months, we're going to show you what happens when small businesses get the power they deserve.
Something about home runs. The crack of the bat. Watching the ball soar. But sometimes there's something even better. Strategy.
do I need to know?
Let's see. Lakers are up by 3 in the fourth quarter. You got a low-pressure system brewing in the Northeast. The emergency room's in chaos because of a bus accident. Rebel forces are under attack, and Paige is carrying John's baby, but she doesn't know because she has amnesia.
Good shift.
Good shift.
We love this stuff, even more than you do. Now get the best in home entertainment with a $200 mail-in rebate.
Fox News Channel delivers the world.
On a serious breaking story overseas.
Covering every corner of the globe.
We have the urgent breaking news for you right now.
That was packed with explosives. Conflicts, protests, explosive situation in the Middle East.
They have been storming the Parliament building.
In-depth and real.
Israeli and Palestinian leaders are...
There is automatic gunfire coming from Bethlehem. Oh, my goodness. I think someone was hit.
Bringing the issues and the events of a world home. The most powerful name in news. Fox News Channel.
Hello, everyone. I'm Carol Iavana. Are you ready for some football? Super Bowl 35 kicks off in Tampa tomorrow, but it's not just the game that's making headlines. Our Brian Kilmeade reports.
It didn't take the Ravens long to let the world know they had met their enemy, and it wasn't the Giants, but the media and their fascination with Ray Lewis's trial.
I'll be quite frank with you, I'm a little disturbed with some of the focus that's being brought to it for the reason it's being brought.
And the media's response mobbed the former double murder suspect and defensive MVP at every opportunity.
We're trying to win a Super Bowl. We're not here to focus on Ray Lewis. What Ray Lewis went through, that was a year ago. Let it go.
The Giants offered their own preemptive strike with their controversial star, Kerry Collins. The former hard drinker, accused quitter, talked long. He talked openly.
I was described as a lost soul one time, and I definitely think that was the case.
As for the rest of the G-men, one word could describe their demeanor: loose. One team will certainly not be smiling Sunday. One city will, the city of Tampa. Their third shot at hosting the big game should net them close to $300 million.
And once you come here, once you are here, it's so exciting. And the closer you get to the game, everyone picks their team, and it doesn't matter.